The dealer's den has come to life and people are flooding in with their worldly possessions.
Hi, Anne.
Taking a pew with Corrie Jeffrey is Anne, who has a price in mind for her mystery object.
I think I wouldn't accept anything less than 400.
I'm prepared to pay 450 to 500 for this.
It looks like David and auctioneer Max Blackmore are also intrigued. So let's see what all the fuss is about.
It's a box. Well, you know what we've got to do with a box? Open the box. Oh my goodness. It's lovely.
It's spectacular.
It is. It's spectacular. Tell me about it.
I was left it by my mother, who got it from an old gentleman she was nursing, not officially, but it was his wife's pendant, and she left it to my mother in thanks. And I wore it as a young lady, but since I've got older, I can't carry it off anymore, and so I think I'd like to sell it.
So where did you wear it?
I wore it in the 60s in London when I was a young fashion designer on a gold long chain, and I enjoyed wearing it.
You were a fashion designer in the 60s in
Yes,
London?
yeah.
Wow. Well, listen, let's have a look at it. I think these are some kind of quartz. It's like a smoked quartz of some description. But these arms are stones, cut stones. And it's not marked anywhere, but it's pretty surely 15 or 18 karat gold. And beautifully assembled.
The workmanship is lovely, isn't it?
Absolutely lovely. These little decorative bolts. And lovely, lovely creamy pearls, which contrast so nicely with the topaz. This is such a lovely, typical piece of second half of the 19th century Gothic revival jewellery.
Really?
Very, very smart. No maker on the box and no marks on it, but a very, very well-made piece of jewellery. 1860 to 1880, I would put it at.
Yes.
Could be a touch earlier. Interesting enough, crosses are not that popular. They're not that easy to sell. Every so often there's a revival, but crosses are, in general, not people's favourite piece of jewellery, but I love them. I think it's absolutely gorgeous.
I think they should sell well.
Well, Max, a charming piece of Victorian jewellery.
A showy piece, isn't it?
Very.
You know, and attractive piece of jewellery as well as a cross, I think. You know, it's a nice design. It takes the light well, doesn't it?
What about the metal? Is it gold?
We don't know without testing it, certainly, but I would think for that quality of piece, very surprised if it wasn't gold.
Where have you placed your estimation?
We went in at 350 to 500, which I think, as an auction price, is realistic.
I agree with that. Let's see what Corrie puts on the table.
Okay, let's put 50, 100, 150, 200, 250.
I think it's worth a little bit more than that.
Oh, I hear you've got some help.
Now, before you say anything, first of all, I'm going to take a little bit of exception. Corrie says she doesn't feel this is fashionable at the moment, this kind of Gothic type of... I think it is. You know, if you were in London and went down Old Bond Street and you had to buy that, oh, they'd ask you a pretty penny. £300 to £500 is where the independent valuers are. I think that's a seller.
If it went to Bond Street, it would go to a good home, wouldn't it?
This is true. So let's put some more money on the table. So we're going to put 350, 400.
Yeah. Would you be prepared to offer a little bit more?
It's your lucky day. I haven't got any fives, so I'm going to put 420, 440 on the table. So you now, we've got 440 on the table.
I think what's happened now is Corrie, I respect Corrie, she's a great dealer, and she's come right to the ballpark. And I'm going to say, accept that. I believe it's worth more, but I'm a little nervous to put you to the auction. You would need to get more than 500 to make it worthwhile. So, I think the 440 is a good offer.
I think that's a very fair
And
deal.
we've got to allow Corrie to make a few quid, so I think that's a winner.
I think it's very fair enough.
So we have a deal.
We do.
Thank you very much for bringing us along. I love it.
They're shaking hands. They've done a deal at £440. Is that a good price?
I think it's a fair price, to be honest with you.
You never know. There is always a chance the right person in the auction may have given a little bit more.
So Corrie and Anne were singing from the same hymn sheet, and Anne got £40 more than she was expecting. Now, first to see James' late is Michael. Let's see if he has the bottle to hold out for as good a deal.
I bought the items a few years ago from a car boot sale. I know how much I paid for them, and I think they're quite an interesting lot. So I'm really interested to see how much they go for.
Well, you brought along some, what looks to me like 1950s pottery.
Yeah.
But you'll have to tell me the rest.
Well, as far as I know, it's by Marcello Fantoni.
Okay. Is it signed anywhere?
Yes, just there at the side.
Okay. I have to say, I've never seen anything like it. Covered in leather or not, quite frankly.
But, I mean, the thing I like about it is the design on the front, which is quite reminiscent of Picasso.
Yeah, in a way, it is, I agree, yeah.
Abstract.
I mean, they're quite kind of 50s. This is a very 50s shape, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm slightly in the dark about this. I mean, I quite like it. I have to say, it's not my period.
It's quite
I prefer
unusual.
old things. It is unusual. It's quite striking design. And I don't suppose you're going to tell me what you paid for it?
Not just yet.
No, so I can offer you a little profit.
Possibly, yeah.
I've no idea, to be honest, what it's worth. So my bid is going to be a shot in the dark.
Okay.
50. £70.
I think you're quite a bit off there,
I'm
James.
off.
Yes.
I'm off.
Yes.
Okay. But it's a good profit, isn't it? I can tell by your eyes that you're into
Yes,
profit
but I've
already.
also done a bit of research on it, and I know roughly how much it is worth.
Okay. Well, I'll dip in my pocket again and put another 20 down. So that's £90.
Still quite a bit short there, James, I'm afraid.
Oh, a bit short.
Interesting. Now, I didn't know this name, it didn't ring any bells, and I've just run back to the auctioneer and said, what do we know about this man? Quite a popular Italian designer, ceramic designer. The two estimations are 50 to 90 from the independent valuers. Now, the auctioneer, he's more keen. He's saying 1 to 200. This man has a track record. He's quite well known.
Not to me, though.
Not to you. I would suggest he probably is worth a bit over the 100, but if you want to gamble and go to auction, maybe that's the best place.
Well, I think David knows as much about this design as I do. But I'll try again. I'll put another 20 down. So that's 110, which means you've got to make 150 or so in the auction to get 110.
Really, I wanted about 40 more.
40 more.
I mean, I'm bearing in mind what David said as well.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I won't give you another 40, but I will put another one of those down. So another 20. So that's 130. And I think that's probably where I'm going to stop. Because I think that allows me a little profit if I'm lucky.
Okay, James, I think we have a deal.
We've got a deal. Great. So what did you pay for it?
£3.
I'm not going to make that sort of money, but I do quite like it. As I sat there, it grew on me. So I'm really quite pleased with it. Good old Michael, eh?
I can't grumble at £127 profit.
Well played, Michael. You got every last drop out of James. Over on Debbie's table, Anna's brought in a small portable case that usually holds sewing kits or toiletries, but this one appears to be more masculine.
Very interesting, circa 1800 etui. I'd quite like to buy it. We'll see what the expectation of the seller is.
I inherited it a good few years ago now. I know it's an instrument case, and that's really all I know about it.
Right.
I just thought I'd bring it along today and just get some more information on it and see if you'd like to buy it.
Right. Well, generally, they have a generic term called etuis, and an etui is basically a box that carries other things. It's quite early. It dates back to about 1800, that sort of time. I've seen them either made of bone or sometimes the very grand ones are ivory. It's quite a utility piece. It's certainly been made for travelling with, so in the days when people took off and had to take everything with them, this would have been a set probably carried by a military or a naval person. I like it very much. I have doubts that this little ruler originated in the box, because I would have said that could well have been ivory or bone originally.
What, the original one?
Yeah. So I'm not sure whether that's just been slipped in there, but the rest of the instruments are all right. They're a bit in need of a wire brush or two and brightening up, but that's not too much of a problem. Do you know what the outside of the case is made of?
No.
It's called shagreen, which is a shark skin. The other
Quite
thing,
tough looking, isn't it?
it is. It's remarkably hard wearing. I mean, this may well at some point have got a bit damp because it's got a bit of a wave to it.
Yeah.
And more often than not, you see them in a very bright green, and this is quite a dull grey green.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with one of these. £50.
No.
It's a very definite no. £70.
Definitely not.
No. £80.
Nope.
Oh, I'm playing hard to get now. 85.
Not even scratching the surface there.
Really? So if I change the 10 and the 5, £90.
Nope.
No? 100.
Nope.
I think I'm out. I take it you don't want to take my 100.
No, I'd rather take it to auction.
All right,
Thank
good
you.
luck.
Thanks,
I think
Debbie.
you will do well.
Thanks very
Good luck,
much.
Anne.
Thank you. I think it's worth a day out of the auction at least. You know, if we just get another £10, £20, I'll be happy.
A nice collector's item. I'd be surprised if this doesn't sell for 200 plus. £20 for those.
Ooh, lots of optimism about.
£20 now.
Let's see how the etui measures up at auction.
The reserve is £180. Now, I think it's well worth that. If you sell this, any idea what you're going to do with the money?
My daughter's getting married in May next year.
You can never have enough money when daughters start getting married. OK. So this could go into the kitty if it was sold. Let's see what happens.
The next lot is 305, and it's this possibly late 18th, possibly early 19th century shagreen-covered etui. It's an unusual item, this one. Commission interest here.
There is commission interest, which means deals have passed through the sale room, seen it and left a bid.
At £100. Any further bids in the room? 10, 20, 130, 40, 140 with me, 150, 160, 160, 170, 180.
We're at 180.
180, 190. Commission's out. We're on the net now at 190. The room's out by the look of it. Selling then at 190.
OK, £190. There is, of course, a little bit of commission.
Yeah.
I make that just a bit under £156. Now tell me.
Happy.
Happy?
Happy, yeah, very happy.
Gonna go into the kitty for the wedding?
Yes.
OK. On the day, it was a good lot, and it wouldn't have surprised me had it have gone for a lot more money.